barbell trembled in Marcus Chen's hands as he struggled to complete his third set of deadlifts at 225 pounds, his form deteriorating with each repetition despite 45 minutes of coaching from the most patient fitness trainer at Elite Performance Gym in downtown Denver. Around him, 30 other gym members pushed through their evening workouts under the guidance of various trainers who shouted encouragement and corrected technique with professional enthusiasm. At the weight station, personal trainer Natasha Torres observed Marcus's struggling form with gentle encouragement, her calm coaching style, and exceptional knowledge of human physiology, making her the most requested trainer in Colorado's competitive fitness industry. What the sweating gym members didn't know was that the soft-spoken woman teaching them proper squat technique had once eliminated an entire terrorist cell with nothing but a combat knife and tactical precision that saved an embassy full of hostages in conditions so classified that even the mission's existence remained buried in Pentagon archives. Welcome to Those Who Left a Trace, where we uncover the extraordinary stories of people whose greatest battles remain hidden behind everyday uniforms. Before we dive into this incredible tale of strength disguised as service, tell us in the comments what city you're watching from today. And if you believe that some warriors choose to build bodies instead of breaking them, hit that subscribe button and join our community. The evening rush at Elite Performance Gym had reached its peak intensity as personal trainer Natasha Torres conducted her final training sessions of what had been a typically busy Tuesday in Denver's premier fitness facility. At 32 years old, she possessed 6 years of civilian fitness training experience that had earned her recognition as one of Colorado's most effective personal trainers. Her patient coaching methodology and exceptional ability to motivate clients through physical and mental barriers had helped hundreds of individuals achieve fitness goals they had previously thought impossible. Excellent progress, Marcus. Natasha encouraged her struggling client with the calm professionalism that had characterized her training since establishing her reputation in Denver's competitive fitness community. Remember that strength development is about progressive overload and consistent technique. Your deadlift form has improved dramatically over the past month. The observation was delivered with expertise that her colleagues attributed to exceptional exercise science education and natural aptitude for human performance optimization. However, her analysis of biomechanics, stress adaptation, and mental resilience reflected knowledge that went far beyond typical fitness training programs, though she rarely discussed her background with trainers who assumed she had followed the conventional path from competitive athletics to personal training certification. Trainer Torres, called David Martinez, the gym's general manager and former collegiate strength coach with extensive experience in professional fitness facility operations, we've got a situation developing that might affect tonight's closing procedures. There's been a series of armed robberies targeting fitness facilities in the downtown area, and police are recommending enhanced security protocols. Natasha studied the security briefing with analytical precision that reflected experience evaluating threat assessments under high-risk conditions. Her assessment of tactical vulnerabilities, escape routes, and defensive positioning demonstrated understanding that exceeded typical civilian fitness training, though her response remained appropriately professional. David, what specific security enhancements are police recommending? Early closure, reduced lighting in parking areas, and staff awareness of suspicious activity. They're particularly concerned about facilities with high cash transactions and limited security presence. The recommendations were standard security procedures, though something in Natasha's posture suggested familiarity with threat assessment protocols that went beyond civilian fitness facility management. David, I'll coordinate with the evening staff to ensure all clients are aware of the security situation and assist with facility closure procedures. Thanks, Natasha. Your leadership during challenging situations has always been exceptional. I'll feel better knowing you're helping coordinate tonight's security protocols. As David departed to brief other staff members, Natasha noticed increased tension among gym members who had overheard conversations about security threats that seemed to extend beyond routine safety precautions. Trainer Torres asked Sarah Wilson, a regular client who had been working with Natasha for 8 months to overcome anxiety through fitness training, should we be concerned about these robbery reports? This gym feels like such a safe environment. Sarah, the police recommendations are precautionary measures. Elite Performance has excellent security systems, and we're taking appropriate steps to ensure everyone's safety while maintaining normal operations. The explanation was reassuring and professional, though something in Natasha's tone suggested she was conducting her own threat assessment that went beyond the security briefing David had provided. Tonight's training will continue as scheduled. She announced to clients within hearing range. Remember to stay aware of your surroundings when entering and leaving the facility, and don't hesitate to ask staff for escort assistance if needed. For the next 2 hours, Natasha conducted personal training sessions with the methodical focus that had built her reputation as an exceptional trainer. Her ability to motivate clients through physical challenges while maintaining their safety and confidence had helped struggling individuals achieve fitness transformations they had previously thought beyond their capabilities. Marcus, your deadlift technique has reached a point where we can begin incorporating advanced variations, she observed while reviewing performance during the final set. Your posterior chain strength and mobility have improved significantly, and your core stability shows much better integration. Thank you, Trainer Torres. Your coaching has transformed not just my fitness, but my confidence in physical challenges. I was ready to give up on strength training until you showed me how to progress systematically and safely. Marcus, every person has the potential to achieve remarkable physical development with proper instruction and consistent effort. My job is to identify what's preventing you from reaching your potential and provide methods to overcome those limitations. The philosophy reflected her approach to training throughout her civilian career, though her diagnostic abilities and motivational techniques suggested experience with human performance optimization under conditions far more demanding than typical fitness applications. As the evening training sessions concluded with significant progress from all clients, Natasha prepared to assist with facility closure procedures that would implement the enhanced security protocols David had mentioned earlier. Trainer Torres, called Lisa Chun, the evening shift supervisor and former competitive athlete with extensive fitness industry experience, as she approached with an expression that suggested the security situation had developed complications. We need to discuss the closure procedures. Police have updated their advisory to urgent status. Lisa, what's the nature of the updated threat? 3 armed suspects have hit 2 fitness facilities in the past hour, taking cash from registers and personal valuables from members. They're described as organized, well-equipped, and demonstrating tactical awareness that suggests military or law enforcement background. Natasha processed the threat information with automatic analysis that reflected experience evaluating hostile situations under combat conditions. Her assessment of suspect capabilities, tactical patterns, and facility vulnerabilities demonstrated understanding that exceeded typical civilian security awareness. Lisa, what specific closure procedures are police recommending? Immediate facility lockdown, escort all remaining members to their vehicles, and coordinate with arriving security personnel for overnight protection. The procedure suggested threat levels that would challenge even experienced civilian security personnel, requiring coordination and tactical awareness that few fitness facility staff possessed. Lisa, I'll coordinate member evacuation while you secure cash handling and facility systems. What's our estimated timeline for complete closure? 30 minutes to clear all members and secure the facility. Police estimate the suspects are working systematically through downtown fitness facilities, so we could be a potential target within the next hour. Natasha realized that the security situation had reached a point where her carefully maintained separation between her current fitness training position and her previous military experience might be tested by circumstances that demanded capabilities beyond civilian facility management. Lisa, let's implement closure procedures immediately. I'll begin coordinating with remaining members while you contact security services. As they moved through Elite Performance Gym toward the main training floor, Natasha's situational awareness and threat assessment demonstrated training that went far beyond fitness instruction. Her scan patterns, positioning choices, and tactical thinking reflected combat experience that had been refined under conditions where threat recognition was the difference between mission success and catastrophic failure. Attention gym members. Natasha announced over the facility's public address system. were implementing early closure procedures as a security precaution. Please gather your personal belongings and proceed to the main exit where staff will provide escort assistance to the parking area. Her voice carried authority and calm that impressed members and staff despite the unusual nature of the security situation. However, something in her demeanor suggested familiarity with emergency procedures that exceeded typical fitness facility protocols. Trainer Torres observed Marcus Chun, who had remained for additional stretching after his training session. You seem remarkably calm for someone dealing with security threats. Most people would be more obviously concerned about armed robbery reports. Marcus, staying calm during challenging situations allows for better decision-making and helps others remain focused on safety procedures. Panic never improves outcomes. The response reflected standard crisis management principles, though her controlled demeanor and tactical thinking suggested training that went beyond civilian emergency preparedness. As gym members began gathering their belongings and moving toward the exit, the situation escalated beyond routine security precautions when the facility's main entrance was suddenly breached by 3 armed individuals wearing tactical gear and displaying weapons handling that confirmed police assessments of their military background. "Everyone on the ground now," shouted the lead suspect while his 2 associates moved to control access points with tactical precision that demonstrated advanced training. "This is a robbery. Comply with instructions, and no one gets hurt." The assault team's coordination and equipment suggested capabilities that exceeded typical criminal organizations, requiring response techniques that challenged even experienced law enforcement personnel. Natasha's reaction was instantaneous and markedly different from the terrified responses of gym members and staff who dropped to the floor in compliance with the suspect's demands. Her movement was controlled and tactical, positioning herself to assess the threat while maintaining concealment behind exercise equipment. "Torres, get down," Lisa called out while complying with the suspect's orders. "Don't do anything that could escalate the situation." However, Natasha had already begun conducting threat assessment and tactical planning with expertise that reflected training and experience far beyond civilian fitness instruction. "Everyone stay calm and follow instructions," she called out to the frightened gym members while positioning herself to observe the suspect's movements and coordination patterns. The lead suspect moved through the facility with tactical awareness that confirmed military or law enforcement background, coordinating with his associates through hand signals and positioning that demonstrated advanced training in small unit operations. "You," the suspect pointed at Lisa while maintaining weapon discipline that impressed even Natasha's professional assessment. "Open the cash registers and safes. You have 2 minutes." "Cell phones and wallets on the floor in front of you," commanded the second suspect while maintaining overwatch of the prone gym members. "Anyone who reaches for anything gets shot." The third suspect maintained security at the facility entrance while conducting surveillance that would detect approaching law enforcement or security personnel. Natasha evaluated the tactical situation with systematic analysis that had been refined through combat experience in environments where such assessments were routine rather than extraordinary. The suspect equipment, coordination, and tactical discipline suggested capabilities that would challenge conventional law enforcement response, requiring intervention techniques that exceeded civilian crisis management. "Torres, what are you doing?" Marcus whispered as he noticed Natasha's movement patterns differed significantly from other gym members who remained prone and motionless. "Marcus, stay down and remain calm. Everything will be resolved safely." Her response carried confidence that seemed disproportionate to the severity of their situation, suggesting experience with similar scenarios under more challenging conditions. The lead suspect completed his coordination with associates and began moving through the facility to collect valuables from gym members with efficiency that demonstrated extensive experience in tactical operations. "Jewelry, watches, anything valuable goes in bag," he commanded while maintaining weapon control that reflected advanced firearms training. "Quick compliance means everyone goes home safely tonight." Natasha observed the suspect approach patterns and timing while calculating intervention options that would neutralize the threat without endangering the innocent civilians present in the facility. Her tactical assessment concluded that the suspect's military background made them formidable opponents who require professional engagement rather than civilian resistance techniques. As the lead suspect approached her position, Natasha made a decision that would reveal capabilities she had concealed throughout her civilian fitness career. "Sir, I'm reaching for my wallet," she announced while slowly rising from prone position with movement that appeared compliant but positioned her for tactical action. Slowly, the suspect responded while maintaining weapon control. Any sudden movements get you shot. Natasha's compliance appeared routine until the moment her hand reached her workout bag, where instead of retrieving a wallet, she extracted movement that was too fast for civilian observation but represented years of combat training coming to automatic implementation. The lead suspect found himself disarmed and controlled before he could react to techniques that exceeded anything in his military experience, while Natasha simultaneously signaled the locations of his associates with tactical hand signals that confused gym members but would have been immediately recognizable to special operations personnel. "Drop your weapons," she commanded with authority that transformed her from fitness trainer to tactical operator in the span of seconds. "You're surrounded by someone you don't want to engage." The remaining two suspects attempted to respond to their leader's compromise, but found themselves facing capabilities they had not anticipated encountering in a civilian fitness facility. Natasha's movement through the gym demonstrated tactical skills that left both suspects and gym members in stunned silence as she systematically neutralized threats while protecting civilian safety with precision that spoke to extensive combat experience. "Threats neutralized," she announced while maintaining security over the disarmed suspects. "Lisa, contact emergency services and inform them we have 3 suspects in custody." The gym members who had witnessed the intervention remained prone, but stared at Natasha with expressions that reflected their inability to reconcile the fitness trainer they knew with the tactical operator they had just observed. "Trainer Torres," Marcus called out with obvious amazement. "What just happened? How did you do that?" Natasha realized that her tactical intervention had revealed capabilities that could no longer be explained by civilian fitness training, forcing her to confront questions about her concealed military background. "Marcus, I use training available to me to protect everyone's safety. The important thing is that the threat has been neutralized and no one was injured." "Trainer Torres," Lisa said as she completed coordination with emergency services, "police and paramedics are en route. They're asking about the person who neutralized the suspects." "Lisa, tell them the situation is secure, and we have 3 suspects ready for custody transfer." As law enforcement personnel arrived to process the scene and take the suspect into custody, word of Natasha's tactical intervention began spreading through Denver's fitness and law enforcement communities with a kind of rapid communication that marked extraordinary events. "Ma'am," Detective Robert Hayes approached Natasha with questions that reflected professional interest in her capabilities. "I need to understand how a fitness trainer was able to neutralize 3 armed suspects with apparent military training." "Detective Hayes, I use techniques available to me to protect the safety of gym members and staff. The suspects are now available for your investigation." "Ma'am, what I observed through security footage suggests training that goes well beyond civilian fitness instruction. Your techniques and tactical awareness indicate military or law enforcement background. The assessment was accurate and perceptive, reflecting professional recognition of capabilities that Natasha had developed during military service involving special operations under combat conditions. "Detective, my background includes training that prepared me for emergency situations. Today I applied that training to protect innocent people." "Ma'am, what specific training are you referring to?" The direct question challenged Natasha to reveal capabilities that she had concealed throughout her civilian fitness career. "Detective Hayes, I possess military training that enabled today's intervention, but it exceeds my current role as fitness instructor." "Ma'am, I need specifics for my report. 3 armed suspects with apparent military training don't get neutralized by standard civilian self-defense techniques." Natasha realized that the tactical situation had reached a point where continued concealment of her background would complicate law enforcement investigation and prevent proper documentation of the incident. Detective Hayes, my background includes U.S. Army Special Operations training that involved tactical operations under combat conditions. The revelation sent shockwaves through the assembled law enforcement personnel who had expected to investigate civilian heroism, not encounter disclosure of special operations experience. Ma'am, what specific Army Special Operations background? Detective, Delta Force operator with multiple combat deployments involving hostage rescue and counter-terrorism operations. Ma'am, how many combat deployments? Natasha looked around the group of law enforcement professionals and gym personnel who were waiting for information that would provide context for the tactical intervention they had witnessed. Detective Hayes, 5 combat deployments across Afghanistan, Iraq, and classified operations that involve scenarios similar to today's incident. The information transformed the investigation from routine armed robbery to recognition that the suspects had encountered one of the military's most elite operators disguised as a civilian fitness trainer. Ma'am, Detective Hayes said with obvious respect, you're saying you're a Delta Force operator who's been working as a fitness trainer? Detective, former Delta Force operator. I completed my military service and transitioned to civilian fitness training because I wanted to help people build strength rather than engage in combat operations. Marcus Chin stared at Natasha with dawning realization that the woman who had been helping him overcome physical limitations possessed combat experience that few people would ever encounter. Trainer Torres, your Delta Force? You've been teaching me deadlifts while being one of the most elite soldiers in the military. Marcus, my military service ended when I chose civilian life. My focus has been on fitness training and helping people achieve their physical potential. Detective Hayes continued his investigation with questions that reflected law enforcement interest in both the tactical intervention and Natasha's unique background. Ma'am, the suspects are claiming they're former military personnel who thought they were conducting routine robbery. They're expressing confusion about encountering someone with your capabilities in a civilian setting. Detective, their military background doesn't excuse criminal behavior. They chose to threaten innocent people, and I responded appropriately to protect civilian safety. Ma'am, understood. However, your intervention has implications beyond this incident. The FBI is interested in discussing your background and potential consultation on counter-terrorism training programs. Natasha considered the implications while looking around Elite Performance Gym, which represented the civilian life she had built after leaving military special operations. Detective Hayes, I'm committed to civilian fitness training. These gym members need quality instruction that helps them achieve their health and fitness goals. Ma'am, I understand your preference, but your demonstrated capabilities represent resources that law enforcement can't ignore. We're developing advanced tactical training programs that would benefit from your expertise. The conversation was interrupted by the arrival of a federal agent whose credentials and bearing indicated high-level government authority. Ms. Torres, I'm Special Agent Patricia Morrison, FBI Counterterrorism Division. I've been monitoring this incident and need to discuss your background and potential support for federal training programs. Natasha recognized that her carefully maintained separation between military service and civilian career was ending, whether she wanted it to continue or not. Agent Morrison, my preference is to continue fitness training. These clients need instruction that prepares them for healthy, active lifestyles. Ms. Torres, I understand your preference, but your demonstrated capabilities during today's incident represent exactly the kind of expertise we need for counterterrorism training development. Agent Morrison, what type of program? Integration training that teaches law enforcement personnel special operations techniques while helping military veterans transition to civilian careers. Your background bridging both communities makes you ideal for program leadership. The proposal represented an opportunity to use her complete experience in ways that could benefit both military veterans and law enforcement personnel who needed advanced tactical training. Agent Morrison, I would be interested in consultation that supports both veteran transition and law enforcement tactical development while allowing me to continue fitness training. 3 months later, Natasha had established a training program that taught civilian law enforcement personnel military tactical techniques while helping special operations veterans transition to careers in fitness and health services. Her revelation during the gym robbery had created opportunities to improve training for both communities. Ms. Torres, said Detective Hayes during one of her training sessions, the integration program you've developed has revolutionized our approach to tactical operations. Combining special operations techniques with civilian law enforcement has improved our capabilities significantly. Detective Hayes, tactical thinking and physical preparation are universal requirements for any professional who faces dangerous situations. When we combine the best techniques from military and civilian training, everyone benefits. Marcus Chun had completed his fitness transformation and continued advanced training that incorporated some of the mental resilience techniques that Natasha had learned during military service. Trainer Torres, knowing your background explains everything about the exceptional training I received. Your military experience translated into civilian fitness instruction that prepared me for challenges I never imagined I could overcome. Marcus, my goal was always to help you achieve your physical and mental potential. Whether that preparation came from military or civilian sources doesn't matter as much as its effectiveness in improving your quality of life. As Natasha continued her work at Elite Performance Gym while contributing to law enforcement tactical training, she carried with her the knowledge that her combat experience had value beyond personal achievement. Her revelation during the robbery had created opportunities to improve training for both military veterans and civilian law enforcement personnel. The successful integration of military and civilian tactical techniques became a model for law enforcement training programs throughout Colorado, with Natasha's role highlighting the capabilities that special operations veterans brought to civilian careers. For Marcus and the many other clients who had benefited from her fitness instruction, she would always be remembered as the trainer who happened to be a Delta Force operator, someone whose dedication to building others up exceeded even her remarkable achievements in the world's most dangerous operations. And for Natasha Torres, the revelation of her military identity marked not the end of her civilian fitness career, but the beginning of a new phase where her complete experience could be used to benefit others who share the challenges of maintaining peak performance under demanding conditions, whether in combat zones or civilian life. The gym robbery had tested every aspect of tactical response under civilian conditions, but it also revealed that some trainers possess capabilities that transcended the boundaries between military and civilian service, creating opportunities for innovations that improve both physical fitness and tactical preparedness in both communities. Her Delta Force experience would always be part of special operations history, but her contributions to civilian fitness training would create a lasting legacy that influenced thousands of people who learned that excellence in physical and mental development required combining the best techniques from all sources, military and civilian alike.